So today I'm going to sublimate a mug, and I'm just going to do a little tutorial on how I do this. So I'm starting off in Cricut Design Space, where I can select a new project, and then I go and upload the image which I've selected, and it's going to be a Valentine's Day image to go on a mug. So now I need to resize this. So I want to bring this down to around 3 inches high by approximately 3¼ inches wide. So just do this, select the size I'm happy with, and then I'm going to make it then, because I don't really want to do a print and cut. I really just want to be able to mirror image it and then print it. So now I'm going into my printer, and then I'll select the printer I'm using, which is the Epson Workforce, which I converted into a sublimation printer, and then go to my preferences, just check all my settings, changing it to high definition, turning off the high speed, customize the settings, and selecting the Adobe. So having done all of that, now I can click OK and come out of that and go into print. And now I have the images printed out. I also did a small one to go on the back of the mug. And now I'm just going to cut them down, so there's very little of the white around the image showing. I'm trimming off as much of the white card as I can, or the sublimation paper I'm using actually. So yeah, just doing that a sec. And now I need to go to get the mug that I'm going to be using today. And these mugs are proper sublimation mugs, which I order in bulk from Amazon. Unfortunately, you can't sublimate on just any mug. It's got to be a proper mug, a properly designed mug specific for sublimation. And before I actually put the designs on, I'm just going to clean the surface off with the isopropyl alcohol rub. This removes any fingerprints and grease and makes a nice clean surface for the image to transfer. Wiping it all down. Being the alcohol, it soon evaporates, so now I'll just wipe it off with a clean paper towel. And now, having done that, the next thing is to prepare the mug for the placement of the designs. So I begin by putting this little template onto the mug, which will help me to keep the design central. So I'm marking the midway point between the handle and then lining that line up with the middle of the template, and now I can get a pretty accurate placement line there, and do the same on the back for the other small design I'm using. So yeah, just lining it up. Surprising how easy it is for these designs to be off center if you're not careful. It's difficult to be perfectly accurate on a circular or rounded surface. So anyhow, now I'm trying to find the center of the design itself. I'm just going to do a little pencil mark, and then I'm going to cut a little notch from there, which I can then line up with the pencil mark on the mug. And as you can see, it's been mirror imaged, but once this has been sublimated, then the actual design will be showing the correct way up. Now this is a case of trying to make sure you've got an equal amount of the mug, top and bottom. I'm cutting off little strips of heat resistant tape. I've got a dispenser on order, which I'll be glad when that comes, because at the moment I'm just cutting off little strips, sticking them to my desk, and more often than not they're stuck to me. I find putting it on in small amounts easier to keep the design more in line, rather than just putting on one long strip all the way around. Helps me to keep it more central this way, although it seems a bit long-winded, I know, and probably a little bit over-engineered as well. But then that's me. Go all the way round. The idea is to make sure that the sublimation paper is as tight to the mug as possible, because any gaps would mean a distortion of the design. So keep trying to keep it as tight as And this is the, I'm just showing you the box of the A4 sublimation paper I use. It's by A-Sub. I have tried others, but I get on okay with this one. As I say, it's in the A4 size, 100 sheets. I buy these on Amazon, and they're 125 grams. They do come heavier. I also do have the A3 sheets because my printer will take a larger sheet. And then I'm showing the rolls of heat resistant tape, various sizes. I've tried this brown one, but I don't seem to get on very well with that one. So I just stick with the clear one where more often than not. As I say, just the narrow ones, okay. Right, so here I am now, just going to connect up my mug press to my heat press machine, changing over the connectors. Yeah, I've screwed that in, turn the machine on, and now I'll be waiting for the temperature to rise. I like to sublimate for at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. So here I'm showing you it's on just over 100 now, waiting for that to go up to 400. So now I'm preparing the mug by wrapping a narrow strip of copper sheet and then a strip of Teflon sheet just to prevent any burning. Getting that ready to go in the mug press now. And then what I like to do is pull the handle forward slightly, just for the plates, the heat plates to rest against the mug, but not putting on the full pressure yet. I'll wait for the temperature to go back up to 400 because it does drop quite a bit when you enter your mug into the press. And now I've set the timer, and we'll be waiting now. I'm waiting now for that to beep to say it's done. Now I'm releasing. It's very hot. Yeah. So I've let it cool for a minute or two. Although it's still really hot. Find my little picky tool just to get in under the sellotape or the heat tape to remove the design. While the mug is still hot, the surface of the mug itself is really quite porous, and so any tiny scratches would soon show themselves. So you need to be careful in taking off the any of the excess tape. So yeah, that's sublimated nicely, nice and bright. All I do now is just clean up the pencil marks. As I say, it's really still quite porous at this point, and really the longer you can leave this to cure, the better all round. I mean, really it'd be best just to leave it until it's completely cured before taking the pencil marks off. Yeah, it's turned out quite nice. When you're printing out the design onto sublimation paper, the image is usually very dull, and it always seems as though it's going to be disappointing, but it's amazing what the heat does to transfer that detail and for it to pop. And a good indication that you've achieved a good sublimation is the fact that there's no ink left on the paper when you've actually put it through the heat press. So thank you for taking the time to watch my tutorial. I will be posting others, but in the meantime, if you're looking for some further inspiration, why not pop across to my fellow crafter Kim Thane's Facebook group. She's called Machine Embroidery and Crafting Community. Now, she's recently done a tutorial on sublimation, but this time using an alternative method. This will really appeal to the kids. So why not pop along and have a look for yourself? And in the meantime, thank you all once again. And I'll be seeing you all soon. Bye-bye for now.